you on to our next video for the course A1, and which is A1. And today again we are going to continue with the topic which we have started in the last video, that is the German articles. As I have explained in my last video, there are 3 German articles which stands for the singular, and then there is one article which we use with the plural objects. These articles, as in other languages, we separate indefinite and indefinite articles. We have this concept in German also. When we are talking about the definite articles in German, I would say similar to Hindi language. Like in Hindi, we have har ek object has the gender. Accordingly, we conjugate the sentence. We conjugate the verb. For example, kursi rakhi hai. This e ending is because kursi is a feminine object in Hindi. And same, we have most of the objects in Hindi, we have either feminine or masculine or plural. In German, we have the objects in feminine, masculine, and neutral. When there is a object which is masculine, we use the article der. How do we use the article der? We put the der before the object. For example, TV is Fernseher is in German. So Fernseher is the word for TV, and when I'm saying Fernseher, I have to use der Fernseher. So we put, like in Hindi we put a matra, but to show the gender, but in German we put the word in front of the word. We put the article word in front of the word. So it would be der Fernseher. Same is the concept with the female object. For example, kitchen, which is Küche in German. So because Küche is female, we'll say die Küche. And then room, which is a neutral thing in German, that is Zimmer, we'll say das Zimmer. So we use every object with its article word. So this is a concept we have in German. When we are using these words in a definite concept, in the definite context, then we use der Fernseher, die Küche, das Zimmer. If we are saying indefinite, for example, what is the difference definite and indefinite? When you are talking about the definite things, I'm meeting the man, I'm meeting a man. So that is the difference. मैं एक आदमी से मिलूं. That is the indefinite. एक आदमी कोई आदमी, right? So when we are using these articles into the indefinite context, we say ein Fernseher, eine Küche, ein Zimmer. Then we use a or an concept, or like in Hindi, we use ek aadmi. That is the indefinite article concept. But as I said, you cannot use any object without putting the article word in front of that. You need to know this is masculine, so then it would be der Fernseher. You need to know it's female, feminine, then you will say die Küche. You need to know it's neutral, then you will say das Zimmer. Now, there are so many objects in a language, right? In every language, there are so many. So now it's a tough job to remember all the article of every object. But slowly, you keep learning the vocabulary. You also keep remembering the articles of the words which we frequently use. And then after some time, when you are learning the language, you are reading so many texts, it becomes easy to remember the articles. But then to start with, it would be helpful then if we have some tips. You cannot make rules to learn the articles that this should be feminine and this should be masculine and this should be neutral. That is not possible and that is not there. But still we have some kind of tips which help us to remember the article of the object. First thing we need to know that in German, the most dominating article, one can say, are mostly the objects have the female article. So all the words which ends with some endings tells us that it is a female, it's a feminine object. Zum Beispiel, for example, all the words which ends with Tät, Identität, for example, this is die Identität, which means the identity. The words which are ending with ung, like we have here Bewegung, die Bewegung. This is also a female object. Height, all the words which ends with height, Freiheit, Krankheit, these are also the female objects. Words ending with kite, Einsamkeit, that is also female. Another ending is ans, distance, that is the distance, that is also female, and all the words which ends with shaft are female. So this is a one rule we can learn. Okay, these ending words, they are always female and it doesn't change. It remains once the gender, the article you have learned, it will always remain that as an article of that object. Another tip we have for the masculine articles which are there. So in bracket I have written ERS because that is the in a short form we use it when we are writing, when we start learning the vocabulary as per the articles. So there, for example, all the words which ends with ish, for example, we have tepish, tepish is carpet, there tepish. Swilling, which is twins, ink, link words, again, a masculine. Ismus, for example, tourismus is masculine. Tourismus, words which have the male professions, journalist, tourist, outdoor, doctor, they all are masculine. Das, for das, the words which are ending with shan, for example, das Mädchen, a young girl, that is neutral. Fräulein, a young lady, that is also das Fräulein. Words ending with ment, tum, they all have the das articles. But these are some tips, as I already told you. Not we cannot categorize all the objects with these endings. There are so many words. There are so many. For example, there is this Fernseher, there is this Küche, there is this ein Schrank. So you have to learn all these words with its article. That is very important, and articles are also important when we are going to do the grammar rules. Then we can use the grammar rules as per the article. There are some changes as per the grammar we are going to use. So it's very important that we learn every object with its article. Now I have collected some words which we use. For example, das Buch is a neutral object, which is the book. Das Kind, a child, the child, which is also neutral. Das Zimmer, das Heft. Then we have some masculine articles word. Der Kuli, der Tisch, der Computer, der Fernseher. Then we have the female, die Uhr, die Schule, die Sprache, die Flasche. So if I say that why the book is neutral, there is no rule. Why it should be a neutral object? Why the tish, which is a table, why it's masculine here? Why the school is a female here? But this is how it is. And when we are learning these vocabularies in German, every time check the article of an object and learn the word with its article. Second thing is, if you must have noticed that how I have written these words, after every article, I'm putting the word with a capital word. That is another rule we have to learn when we are learning German, that the word with after the article should always be a capital. Das Buch, B capital, das Kind, K capital, das Zimmer, Z capital, das Heft, H capital. If I say B, K, C, Ha, all are capitals. I want you to practice now some words. For that, you can follow the website I have mentioned below, www.leo.org. And here you can just type the words in English and you'll get the German words with its article. I appreciate that if you can find 10 words and remember them and see that what are the articles of these words. So once again, thank you very much for watching this video. Vielen Dank. And this is our email ID. This is our phone number. If you want to have some practice material on the topic which we are dealing in our videos, please do drop us a WhatsApp message and we will be happy to provide you the material without costing anything. Thank you so much. Cheers.